My pony Marley is absolutely terrified of almost everything, and I needed to clip him last summer. I knew that this was not going to be easy, but unfortunately for Marley, he has Cushing's disease, and he was really struggling with overheating due to the heat wave and starting to get his winter coat way too early. I don't agree with sedating horses unless it is absolutely medically necessary. So I decided to spread the clipping out over a few days so that we could take all the time that we needed. Day one was spent just getting him used to the clippers. At this stage, they were still turned off, and I was asking him to touch them and giving him a reward every time that he did. Once he was a little bit more comfortable with that, I would touch him with them. I tried my best to make sure that I wasn't over facing him and making the situation any more scary than it had to be. So I took my sweet time here. Once he was comfortable with this, I decided it was time to get him used to the sound of the clippers, and I turned the clippers on and just kind of stood near him for a little while. Then I turned the clippers back off and started rubbing him with them again. I then decided to turn the clippers on, and to be perfectly honest, it was probably too soon for him at this stage. So I took a step back, and rather than me trying to touch him with the clippers, I would ask him to touch them, and he would of course get a nice little reward. I then started to rub him with the clippers turned off and would just turn them on once they were on him. This had been quite the ordeal for him, so I just took some time to get him nice and relaxed before we ended our session. Day two started with just getting him used to the clippers again, so I would have them turned off and I would rub him with them. I would turn them on when they weren't on him, and then while I was rubbing him with them, I would just sometimes turn them on. Marley was starting to get a little bit too stressed out, so we took a few moments to relax with his lick. Then I moved him outside where he would feel a little bit less confined. Once he was outside, we just went over everything that we had already done inside. By the time day 3 came around, I knew that Marley was ready. I had a feeling that if I could just get the clipper on him while it was turned on, he would be okay. So I kind of just went for it, and to my surprise, it only took 2 attempts for me to get the clippers on him and for him to realize that these clippers were not going to murder him. I made sure to have a bucket of feed at the ready just to keep him nice and occupied for however long it would take to get him clipped. And it definitely wasn't the best clip job I have ever seen, but it got him comfortable, and I even gave him a little cutie mark, and I'm honestly just so proud of him.
And this is Marley's summer coat.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you would like to see more like it, then please like and subscribe.